Hello family, I just wanted to hop on. It's been a while since I've connected in this way. I've been on a little bit of a 2-week hiatus, really forced into a 2-week hiatus. I went to Sedona recently, hosted a powerful group in Sedona, and held a retreat during the recent Eclipse portal, along with a psilocybin plant medicine journey. It was really intense. It was really powerful. So I've actually just been recovering from that. So for my folks who tune into my YouTube videos, we will be back this week, I promise. And if you're not following my YouTube, you really need to be following my YouTube, Aaron Lyons TV. We're putting out amazing things on there, amazing things to come. Just to really juice you up with all of the stuff that I'm bombarded with on a daily basis. From Source, the Galactics, the inner Earth beings, and just so many folks in the cosmic landscape. So nonetheless, it's just been a minute. I just wanted to hop on here and connect with you guys. Okay, if you're on my newsletter, I sent out an email today talking about an experience I had last week with underwater UFO bases. Yes, underground/underwater. So me and my husband go on this sailing excursion, and of course we get the most galactic captain. And so as we're getting ready to head out, I see this boat that says Andromeda. And so it's like something just clicks. It's like Source just takes over me, and I'm like, hey, like to the captain, I'm like, hey, I know this is totally random, but do you believe in aliens? It's like it just downloaded through me. And nonetheless, she starts giving us all of this information on just the extraterrestrial occurrences and things that have happened when she's out sailing on the water. So I'm based in San Diego, and in San Diego, we have the second largest Navy base outside of Norfolk, Virginia, which is like closer to DC, the capital. But anyways, we have the second largest Navy base. So she starts telling us about this experience she had with what she believed to be an underwater craft, starcraft that she saw. And before she knew it, I think she fell asleep or something like that. She was kind of like stuck in this tide on the water. Falls asleep, wakes up. Her boat was moved by the Navy patrol. Now, usually they let you know, right? They give you some type of warning. They give you some type of like, hey, you shouldn't be here or whatever. But she's like, they just moved my boat and they didn't say anything. Furthermore, it looks like an indentation on the land here and also at the bottom of the ocean. This has been uncovered too, like in this particular spot that she was. And our scientists have essentially said that they have no clue where this particular rock has come from, right? They have no clue. So as she's explaining this, I start getting a psychic vision from the Galactic Federation of all of these underwater crystal bases that allow starcraft that convert into like submarine style craft to anchor. But then I saw this inner Earth portal, or basically like doorway, open for them to go in and meet with our government, connect with our government. So as I'm getting this vision and I'm explaining the vision, 2 dolphins appear. Okay, that was magical because dolphins are Atlantean. They hold Atlantean Akashic records. And so usually when I work with dolphin energy, they appear when it has something to do with crystal technology, Atlantis, or just like lost information. So as I'm talking about this crystal technology, I see the dolphins and I know, okay, this vision is right on point. Then it gets good. Remember, we're off of the second largest Navy base. So all you see is we're surrounded by the base. We're talking about this and I start feeling like someone's listening, or like there's just a presence and energy. And we start being tracked by this Navy boat, and then I start seeing helicopters above us, and then the Galactic Federation, they just told me like, you're fine. It's just that sometimes when you have a high frequency and you create a field, there's some type of radar, like it just basically sets off some radar, but they were like, you're safe nonetheless. So saying all of this to say and sharing this story, because What was interesting about this occurrence was oftentimes when we think about the government working with ETs, most people think about the bad ones, right? We think about the nefarious ones. People think about draconians, reptilians, negative grays, and like all these types of beings. But what I was actually seeing was extremely benevolent, positive forces that our government has been working with. Okay, what they're giving me on this is each administration chooses. Each administration chooses which energies they connect with. When I saw this craft basically going into an inner earth portal, it was a benevolent craft. Whoever was on that craft were in a loving, omni-loving frequency. And so with this particular administration, whatever you believe, right? I don't want to polarize us into you like this person, you don't like this person, you like these decisions, you don't like these decisions. What's being revealed right now is there are benevolent ETs in current communication and contact with our current administration. Just let that sit. Just sit in the energy of that. That's a good thing. Because regardless of if you agree with certain things, and by the way, I don't agree with a lot of things that I see this administration doing or the way that they're going about doing it. However, the whole point right now is when we look at the bigger galactic picture of what's happening, the old world has to dismantle entirely and completely. And that's really what the Galactic Federation is downloading right now. We are working with your government currently. This is happening right now, currently. And we have been for some time. The forces and the folks who want to work with us, we've been working with them to establish a long-term plan on how to gently, slowly roll out a new blueprint for how you will experience your time as a human. So it's going to look like some things collapsing. It's going to look like some structures dismantling and disappearing. It's going to look like radical change. This is what we all signed up for, guys. We didn't sign up to come to Earth at this time for things to stay the same. So although a lot of the changes that we're seeing, it can trigger you and a part of you can feel fear, understand that we are in a golden age frequency where the old world, the old structure, the old paradigm, the old way of doing things has to fall apart. Now, when I'm just peering into the future collective grid, I actually see the dismantling of government in the way that it works now completely. Like this feels like the last go round. This feels like the last go round of this type of governmental structure. So if you find yourself feeling attached, why is this program being dismantled? Why is this department being dismantled? Why is this happening? And I'm not saying that you should not use your own free will and discernment to question and have an organic response to that. However, understand that things are going to continue to rapidly change, thus forcing you to address your attachment to the systems in place. Now, ironically, what they're showing me is most people talk about the change that they want and they talk about the shift that they would like to see, but when it's happening in real time, it's far more triggering. Now, this is also why things in the past have shifted quite slowly. We're just now entering a collective frequency where it can ramp up, where things can like, okay, let's go, let's do away with this, let's do away with this, let's let this go, let's do away with this. Neutrality. Yes, the beings, the galactic beings are saying neutrality, dear ones. Neutrality at this time is the best way for you to relate to what's happening and what will continue to happen. Understanding and knowing that we are already working with your government. We are already providing guidance. We also do not enforce or control. Okay, because they're showing me right now, some of us might be thinking, well, why is this particular leader in place with that doesn't seem to always be coming in a frequency of unity and love. And they're saying we completely understand that. It's not that we can just come to your planet and say, hey, you're out, you're in, and no, they're saying you as a collective, you choose, and we simply step in as the neutral help. And we offer guidance, right? We offer wisdom that we've accumulated over millions of years, watching various civilizations and planetary consciousness move into an ascension journey. Some of that information, some of that advice is received. Some of it is not. There's nothing we can do about that. But you as the star seeds and the ones who are in a frequency to be able to receive our direct transmission, we prefer to spend our time doing this than trying to convince your leaders or certain people to do things in a specific way. Now, what this does is it also puts you in power. To understand that the more of you that raise your vibration, the need for an external government in the way that it operates right now, right? There should always be law and order, checks and balances, but in the way that we've seen it operate, the need for that particular structure begins to dissolve, meaning begins to vibrate out of the collective unified field. So the reality that we're experiencing right now, we really need you to understand this, is a co-creation amongst all of the souls who have chosen to be on planet Earth at this time. So the structures that you see, the systems that you see, the organizations that you see, they're all a reflection of what the collective soul has agreed should exist for the purpose of awakening, expansion, ascension, etc. As you all begin to individually understand that you are a co-creator, one with source, so just within your own reality, you are a co-creator. Second, with the other creators in the field, and that you are collectively creating the dream state that you experience here. The more that becomes your dominant awareness, the need to have certain themes disappears. And that's what we're seeing now. And we're going to continue to see it. So, we've all got to learn how to have fun in this process. We have to understand that there are far more positive, this is really the intention of this transmission. There are far more positive interactions at the galactic level happening between star races and your leadership than you have been told. A lot of the stories that you hear are implanted by the other side to put you in a frenzy and a vibration where you stay on the parallel version of Earth, where the drama and the chaos and the battle between good and evil is still playing out. You see, these are just collective games, right? You have one game, which is a vibrational grid, where all of the souls have decided we don't want to play the outdated game anymore, and it's no longer as entertaining, interesting, or exciting to play out this battle between good and evil. We're over that, right? We're entering more of a neutrality, more of the fifth dimensional construct where time begins to collapse, and we understand that we're just shifting through parallel realities. There's really no good guy or bad guy. It's just frequency. Okay? That is the new Earth blueprint. That is what New Earth feels like, where every being understands that they're a co-creator and they're carrying the blueprint that says, I'm no longer polarizing myself into good or bad, light or dark, in those concepts. Some of us are already experiencing that. So when you see channelers such as myself or other channelers or just spiritual leaders, thought leaders, mystics, etc., and if it seems like we're a little bit detached from reality and it comes off as insensitive, what's happening is we're living on the parallel version of Earth where we've already collapsed that theme. We're playing in a higher tier of the game. We're playing with source. We're playing with benevolent beings of light. Our higher self is fully anchored in our avatar. So we don't relate to ourselves as being a victim. Now, there are still themes that will show up, right, that we have to address in a physical aspect. But ideally, you want to get to this place. You want to get to this place because it's so freeing. You know how much mental capacity and free space you have when you're not bound to your lower 3 chakras, which keep you in survival? And that's why the other side, they want you to still polarize yourself into good and bad and to have a strong reaction to certain things. Now, this doesn't mean not having an opinion, not recognizing when there's distortion. That's very different. However, being polarized into the game of duality in a way that creates constant fear or tug of war or conflict or it's me against them, that type of vibration, that keeps you on the parallel version of Earth where those themes continue to play out. So, we're already working with your government and your leadership and have been for quite some time. Ooh, this is juicy. If you're listening to this transmission, if this transmission has found you, doesn't matter when or how, you have entered the parallel new Earth version of Earth where benevolence, love, and light is leading and winning. So the old story of the draconian influence and the reptilian influence with government, that is a distant parallel version of Earth. We're not saying that that has not been the case, but from our vantage point, there is just an infinite field of various realities. And we've been waiting for you to sink into this reality where the benevolence is winning. So when you start thinking like this, okay, I want to ground this a little bit for people. We want you to apply this to every scenario in your life, not just at the galactic level or planetary leadership level. In your life, where are you still playing into themes of drama and chaos? As soon as you stop doing that, you know what happens? All of the resources, all of the intelligence of the universe begins conspiring in your favor. Actually, it's already conspiring in your favor, but the resources begin magnetizing into your conscious field where you can experience that support, you can experience that love, and you can create from pure joy, fun, expansiveness. Relating this back to the idea of the collective thought field, it's very important that in your personal reality, your personal universe, you begin to operate in this frequency of awareness. Because as each of you do, you awaken and disconnect from the matrix, and then you create your heaven on earth with each other. And as I was channeling that through, I was getting a vision of, I believe it's in the Matrix, but other movies where it's like people wake up out of these pods. It's like they're in a pod, but then they wake up and then they disconnect. And then they realize that they were in a dream. That's going to, okay, we're going to do something. We're going to do something fun. Ooh, this is good. So, fun fact, my husband actually did this with me on our first date. So I felt like I was hanging out with Morpheus from the Matrix the whole day. And he goes, have you ever unplugged from the Matrix? I'm like, I think so. But he was like, no, have you ever unplugged from the Matrix? And then he goes, okay, I want you to try something. Imagine this golden tube extending from the base of your skull, and I want you to just unplug it. And then he goes, now what do you see? I want to do that with you guys, and I want to, okay, there's a golden cord connecting in to the base of your skull. And then this golden cord, it extends out and it connects into a grid. And this grid represents the matrix, the collective human dream, the earth school, so many things we can call it, but it's connecting into this grid. Okay. Now, I want you to hold this light cord, and we're going to unplug in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you guys hear me? Oh man, no. Can you let me know if you guys can hear me? I'm just seeing some comments about it froze. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, let's just do that one more time. Golden cord extending from the base of your skull, connecting into the planetary grid. Okay, we're disconnecting this. You're just gonna pull it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now sit in this energy. Whew. Whew. Oh my God. Wow. I am totally disconnected from the collective human thought field. I'm just like my own floating universe. I am not here, guys. The frequency is high, baby. Oh my gosh. What are you guys feeling? Now, as you're looking, I wish I was like out somewhere, but I've got a whole view of San Diego here too, so this is pretty good. Look, if you're inside, look out the window, or if you're engaging with people in the home, something like that, you'll start to feel this essence of everyone is just became a background character. Everyone just became a background character. Yes, it looks a little brighter too. It looks a little brighter. Peace, no thoughts. Light language pouring in. Now, when we say everything and everyone just becomes a background character or stimuli, what we mean is that you now, from this I am awareness, you get to decide their role and your relationship to them in the game. How freeing is that? There's just massive energy pouring in. So if I'm like silent a little bit, it's just because I'm just sitting in the frequency of it, allowing myself to be activated, ourselves to be activated. Everyone that you've interacted with, every relationship that you've had, every experience that you've had, either you were having them in this state of awareness or you were not. Doesn't mean that some of those experiences weren't enjoyable. However, oh my God, yes. Erica B says, everyone is here to support my win. That is the frequency. Because you choose it. You can choose that. Now we're doing something right now. We're activating a little bit of an ego death for some of you. This is why the frequency is expanding. If everyone's a background character and truly they are here to support your win, what story have you been telling about them in your movie and in your game? Are they the antagonist? Are they the oppressor? This includes our government and leadership. Are they the bad guy? Okay, there's a part of you that's needed that drama, but you can decide right now that you no longer have the same need to experience that drama. So now you get to say, you are now who I say you are, as it pertains to me. In relationship to me, this is who you are. Before they abused me, hurt me, not now. Thank you, Andrea. Yeah. You start changing the way you see yourself. You see, most people see themselves as the victim in every scenario. And I've been talking to you guys about this on my YouTube with underdog energy. And what I usually mean by underdog energy is everywhere you go, every job, in every relationship, in every scenario, you're always the one that everyone's not acknowledging or abandoning or not seeing or hurting or harming. Okay? We want to validate those experiences, right? Because it's very real and they are very painful. However, if you're receiving this transmission, your higher self is ready to step into a new narrative. You have no more need to play out those themes. You are not a victim of the government. You are not a victim of your parents. You're not a victim of the partner you're in a relationship with or an ex or whoever. You're not a victim of these people. They've been background characters in your game that you've called in to play a role for you when you needed to learn something or when you needed a challenge. And by the way, we're all experiencing the exact same thing in infinite different ways. Meaning all of our higher selves are really, we have one higher self, which is Source. And Source is infinitely pushing us into situations that make us remember that we're Source. Yes, Tony. No more warrior mode. Who are you fighting? It was yourself the whole time. You created it. No more victimhood. Okay, Source is coming in with to balance this all out, okay? Lower vibrations do exist, meaning lower vibrational portions of the universe. You can call them entities, you can call them demons, whatever you would like to call them. Fallen angels, they do exist. And their whole role is to deter you from remembering that it is just a game and you always had power. Correct. No need for a savior because we are not in danger. So they would like you to believe that you're threatened, you're in danger, you should be afraid, you need to protect yourself, you need to defend yourself. And when you entertain those thought forms and those frequencies, what do you think you magnetize? Okay? Let me illustrate this. If I have the frequency of defensiveness activated within myself and within my field, you know what I magnetize? Perpetrators and people that I need to protect myself from. Okay? Yes. Elliot Eli Jackson, one of my good friends and an amazing channeler, really the only channeler that I personally work with at this time. All of his books are a must read. The Sapiential Discourses, that whole series to be exact, phenomenal, 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 phenomenal. The fact that that material has become available on the planet at this time, you should take advantage of it. You should take advantage of it. So we do. We have higher angels. We have lower angels. And the lower angels like to whisper things to us that create fear and chaos and distortion, addiction, obsession, perversion, laziness, hatred, separation, racism, sexism, all of these things. This is what they do. Okay, Source is giving us a very potent and powerful exercise to ground this high vibrational channel into a tangible step you should take. Okay, disconnecting from your bloodline. Many of you struggle with, we don't mean in the physical, we mean on a vibrational level, more on a shamanic level. Many of you struggle with creating new habits, new thoughts, creating a new vibration, because the frequency that's dominant in your vibrational, in your DNA blueprint, vibrational DNA blueprint is that of lack, fear, poverty, anger, war, aggression, perversion, many things. So this is what we want you to do. We want you to write a release letter to your bloodline. Please understand, dear ones, that you have the power. You are a quantum omniversal being. You have the power to heal your entire bloodline. And in fact, you are doing so now. You are doing so now. You are doing so now. You're going to write a release letter to your bloodline. You're going to purge out all of the emotions and thoughts and feelings that you've had regarding everything you've inherited. Mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and physically, whatever you've inherited. You purge out all those emotions. By the end of this letter, you reach a place of understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. But you declare and you state, I am now relinquished from the lower vibrational portions that have attached themselves to my bloodline. I lift my ancestors up in the highest field of unity, love, peace, and oneness. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. And you burn this letter to represent the energetic transmutation, and you vibrationally disconnect from whatever trauma and themes have been a part of your bloodline's unfolding. I'm going to put this on YouTube, guys. Okay. Aaron Lyons TV. If you're not following my YouTube, you totally should be. Got some good stuff on there. Yes. So making peace with your bloodline, disconnecting from your bloodline, each and every one of you at this time receiving this transmission, you're here for a reason. You are seeding a new bloodline on earth. A bloodline that is viable for ascension, meaning a bloodline that will carry a new vibrational DNA pattern that can hold the higher consciousness that we are streaming into your planet. So it's very, very important that you do this. It's very important that you do it. You can wait to do this at the next full moon to really amplify it. But nonetheless, this is what we ask of you at this time. We are complete. Okay, so that was Source. So we had some fun friends show up today, right? We had our galactic councils who really just sort of let us know they are working with our government already. We're now in the parallel, if you're hearing this, you're now in the parallel version of Earth where that benevolent contact and co-creation is happening. Okay, and then Source showed up to let us know it's time to make peace and disconnect from bloodlines of the old world in the past. That past parallel version of Earth. We have nothing to do with that anymore. Yes, you need to burn it. You have to burn it. You have to burn it, and you have to, what I usually like to do, because wind is breath, wind is spirit, wind is source. When I get my ashes, I send them to the wind, and I let source carry that frequency wherever it needs to go for full transmutation. Okay. Also, the spirit of the ocean just came in. She wants to play. She can further dilute the frequency. You could take your ashes. But this is exciting. We are in a parallel frequency of Earth. You are on New Earth already. Okay. Furthermore, you are the ancestors that your great grandchildren. And if you're not going to have children, there are still people in your life that are absorbing your frequency, and you're impacting generations. We are the people that future generations are going to talk about and understand what the hell we just transmuted. But we're here. We're here. I want to share this last thing, and it might ruffle some feathers, but I gotta say it. Some of you need to stop entertaining conspiracy theories because it actually lowers your vibration. Many of you at this point, your only homework left to do, your soul curriculum, like what's left basically on your soul map, is you need to remember the laws of the universe. First law, everything vibrates. What are you entertaining? What is the frequency texture? What is the frequency quality? It doesn't mean that some of these conversations are not even interesting or enticing. But if you don't have the dominant frequency and point of attraction, where you are experiencing love, peace, fun, playfulness, abundance, you should be with the love of your life. You should be having the best sex of your life. This is Source. Your body should be in great shape. You should be feeling great every day. You should be making and receiving tons of money. You should be such a creative channel that you're creating so many ideas for New Earth, and you should be thriving. Whoever is not experiencing that, put the conspiracy theories down and focus on your vibration. Focus on your vibration. Because that is going to continue to pull you into a polarizing frequency of me against them. Now, when you raise your vibration and at least your circumstances are stabilized and your dominant attitude, mood, and state of being is that you love being alive and you love existence and you love creation and you're so thrilled that you're a fractal of Source within this cosmic play. When you feel like that, okay, you become a guardian and a gatekeeper where Source then can bring you some things and say, hey, let's shift some energy. Okay, when I was just in Sedona, I did a massive omniversal gateway opening, and Source asked me and a few others to shift some timelines. We focused on Israel. We focused on this administration in the U.S. We focused on the entertainment industry and the music industry and the starseeds who are supposed to be sharing their music, but that industry is gobbling up their light. We focused on a lot of things. I would not be able to open that Omni gateway if my vibration wasn't already in a frequency of pure illumination, love and light, not polarized into fear and victimization. So we're not saying that some of the things that people are talking about aren't happening on some timelines, but we need you to address the basics and the foundation, which is your vibration. Okay, so put the conspiracy theories down. Focus on your fourfold being. Elliot talks about that. That's your mental, that's your emotional, that's your physical, and that's your spiritual. You spend 1 year getting crystal clear. I love when they start rhyming. You spend 1 year getting crystal clear in becoming a crystalline vessel for light encoded information and frequencies to flow through you. And then at the right time in the right place, you do grid work, you do timeline work, you shift energies within entire bloodlines, institutions, organizations. When the darkness is trying to regain control of the planetary grid, the planetary consciousness. Remember, first law, everything vibrates. Get your vibration in check. Get your vibration in order. Get your vibration in line. Everything else after that opens up for you. That's it. That's all we have today. I am going to put this on my YouTube, Aaron Lyons TV. Subscribe. And we got some fun channelings coming through over the next few weeks. Much love, guys. Love you so much.